boxers are protected under federal legislation by the Muhammad Ali Act from promoters like Bob Arum and Don King. We don't enjoy those same protections. There's no transparency in our sport. Boxing is forced to have that transparency since 1996 when the Ali Act was founded, and eliminates the exclusive contracts and a bunch of the other crap that used to go on in boxing that doesn't and still goes on in mixed martial arts. The contracts in our sport are relatively horrible for the athlete. And you show me another professional sport in our society where 13 to 15% of the revenue that comes in from that sport goes to the athletes that fought on that card. That's ridiculous, but that's where we're at. Most other professional sports, it's at least 50% of the revenue. Football players are making 51. Most boxers are between 60 to 70, sometimes 75% of the revenue from any one boxing event goes to the athletes that competed on that card. And we're lagging way behind in that regard. I think we've been pushing to amend the Muhammad Ali Act, just the definition from boxing to combative sports athlete. And then there's some of the language in there with rounds and other stuff that's specific to boxing that would have to change just a little bit to accommodate all combative sports athletes. It's a really simple fix, but eliminates some of these horrible, very restrictive contracts and exclusive contracts, and would open up free agency a lot more and give us some minimum criteria for treatment of athletes and pay of athletes that fight in mixed martial arts or grappling. Grappling is becoming very big. The pay-per-views in grappling are doing really well, so they would be covered by that same thing. So I think that's the next step in improving what's going on in our sport.
You can't have made the UFC very happy by promoting that, huh?
No, they're lobbying against us and spending a ton of money to keep us off the floor and away from a vote. Frankly, I think the strong relationship between Dana White and President Trump kept us from getting it to a vote. The lobbyists did their job, spent about $3+ million to keep us from getting to vote on it, because Democrat or Republican, either side that I spoke to, we had over 60 sponsors for that amendment. And we were headed towards getting a vote, and then somehow it got derailed and pushed to a different committee, which didn't make any sense. We were in the committee that founded the Ali Act in the first place. That's where it should have been.
Right.
But the lobbyists, again, doing their job, got us sent somewhere else where we basically had to start almost all over. So we were very close, I think, to getting it done. And it's as plain as the nose on your face when you explain it to somebody. So, I mean, that's the easiest, I think, way to change in a positive way the sport and the sport for the athletes.